Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm John Gray, and I'm just plain living.
Good morning. I'm Peggy Burton.
And I'm Jim Fuller.
I'm so happy to be here today.
Yes, I am too.
It's Super Tuesday.
Super
It is
Tuesday,
Super
I know.
Tuesday, yes.
I've got to go vote.
So
Many choices.
that and the Oscars are two of the biggest things that's happened. And we just got told by Julia we can't talk about religion or politics today. So I guess we're going to go ahead and close and we'll see you next week. No, we won't do that because we have.
Because now we're on the air, we'll talk about whatever we want to.
Yeah, now that
You
the
know,
gates
so-
dropped.
Yeah.
It's sort of like Peggy's country show. We practice the country show for a month or two, and when the light goes on, we all look around and go, nothing she can do about it now.
I know. And that's when all the good stuff happens.
And that's when all the good stuff happens.
We can talk about my son's retirement. He is through with the Army. He is done.
That would be General Bart Burton, and I'm going to write in Bart Burton for president today.
Oh,
I think
good.
Bart Burton needs to be president of the United States of America.
He is a good man.
He's a very good man.
You can still do write-ins out there, by the way, folks.
Yes.
It's on the computer screen, I believe.
Let's write
but,
ourselves in, okay.
But, I've already early voted some time ago.
Did
so,
you?
Yeah.
I got to do it today.
I think this is going to be interesting because, you know, we have sort of who the pundits saying are leading and not, but they've been very small races and a lot of them in small states. And today we've got what, 5?
No, I think
7,
there's
9?
I don't know how
maybe
many, I'm
9
not
or so.
sure.
Yeah, there's
9
several
states. So after today, there'll be a pretty good representation, don't you think?
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. And then, you know, of course, Trump is leading on the Republican side. Hillary's leading,
leading on
the Democratic side. And if they both have good days today, a lot of things could happen that would put them over the top. Not over the top today, but it would put them so far out there.
Well, and
we
you
have
know,
a commanding lead.
Some states, and I noticed on our ballot, and you're a political guy, so you can clear this up, and maybe some other people will need some help with this. You've got an opportunity to vote for a candidate, but then you have to go down and vote for a delegate that supports that candidate.
No. No.
you
But you can, if you vote for that candidate and you don't vote for a delegate that supports that candidate, and people vote for a delegate that supports another candidate, then
Well, Tennessee, or rather the Democratic Party, has these things they call superdelegates, and
Right.
and they're chosen by the party in advance.
but on the Republican side, they have delegates over there, I think. I was just looking at the ballot online.
The ballot that I saw when I voted, I didn't notice the delegate part of it. They're supposed to vote for whoever the popular candidate was. I mean,
But didn't you say that recently Bernie Sanders won 2 states and Hillary won 1, but she has 5 times as many delegates as he does?
I don't always
No,
understand
well,
that.
that was because of the superdelegate things, the people that were already appointed delegates to start with. This is all about getting enough delegates when they go to the respective conventions. I think it takes about 1,200 for the Republicans and about 2,300 maybe for the Democrats, the way the delegate system works. Now, what happened to Bernie, though, was he actually won in New Hampshire.
Right.
But some states allocate their delegate vote, how many delegates you get based on how many votes you got. Well, Bernie won New Hampshire by a substantial margin. And so he got most of the delegates awarded on the day of the election.
Right.
But then the super delegates, which is
So in other words, we're saying
super
the
delegates
popular vote doesn't mean a damn thing.
It does somewhat,
it does somewhat, but in this
But not
delegate
much.
in this delegate thing, anyway, when it all washed out, Hillary's got substantially more delegates at this point than Bernie does. Although Bernie won 1 state and she barely won. And the same thing works like in Iowa, the Iowa caucus.
Right.
That was a pretty close race. So they both, one of them had 22 delegates out of Iowa, and one of them had 21.
The important thing is that everybody that's qualified to vote should vote,
Right.
and they should think about why they're voting.
Right.
I mean, don't just go and vote for somebody for a silly reason.
Like Bart Burton.
Oh, always vote for Bart.
What do you consider a silly reason?
A silly
they're
reason.
cute?
Yeah, like because they're cute, because
Yeah.
they're young, because they're, you
Because
know.
you've seen their ad on television more than anybody else.
Yeah, you need to have a conscious reason to vote for who you vote for.
Sure. And we all need to educate ourselves.
Exactly.
We all
Yeah,
need to
this
educate
this
ourselves.
has
and-
certainly been an interesting cycle, of course, particularly in the Republican side with Donald Trump
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
leading the
It's-
ticket.
it's
And,
been fun.
You know, we always, and you always accuse me of trying to be politically correct.
You'll never be politically
That doesn't
correct.
happen in this election.
Right.
You can say whatever you
You
want
say
to.
whatever you want to.
Say whatever you want to.
Well,
Yeah.
Jimmy stays on the soft side of
Life.
life, and I'm run the edge of the razor blade. And he all the time's going, I don't think you need to say that. And I'm going, yeah, but we're free, aren't we? But you know, a lot of times
We are free, but when it comes to our careers in television,
That's it.
we have to
That's
temper
it.
that a little bit.
There
so.
are
Yeah, a lot of times.
few guidelines.
Yeah.
That's why when you go to vote, they used to have a curtain behind you, and now you've got the little wings on the side where people can't watch you vote because, you know, people do get upset with each other for not supporting who they think should be. And
You know, this being a primary today, used to they would ask you when you went into the polls, are you voting in the Republican or are you voting in the Democratic primary? Well, you know, that might be intimidating to some people because,
Sure.
you know, and sort of in Tennessee in particular, there's a lot more Republicans.
Well, and
than
it's
there are
okay
Democrats.
to be an independent,
Yeah,
isn't it?
sure. Now though, they hand you the piece of paper and ask you to check
And
the
let
box.
you check the box, yeah.
So you don't really have to. You don't
and it
have to
doesn't
say
make
that.
any difference what you voted in the past.
No.
It's today's vote. If you want to vote, because I know a lot of people that'll vote maybe know that on their particular party side that election's locked up and the person they're wanting to win is going to win. Well, they'll vote on the other side and vote for somebody they think that is less strong, possibly
Happens
to,
a lot,
to
yeah.
get
Happens
a
a
weaker
lot,
opponent
yeah.
against the opponent, and then when it comes back to vote in the general election, they'll switch back over.
What we're
and
trying
vote
to
the
say
other
here
side.
is get out there and vote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to vote. Can't complain unless you vote, as far as I'm
Exactly.
concerned.
I agree with that.
Well, you can, but nobody should listen.
That's right. That's right.
So the other night, we were talking a little bit about the Academy Awards. Lead actress was Brie Larson, and the movie was Rooms. And I don't know anything
I
about
don't know one
that,
thing
but
about
I
it
think
either.
she's a beautiful young lady. She won over Kate Blanchett, and there's some others.
And Kate Blanchett is a very established, wonderful
yeah,
actress.
Yeah. And then actor, there was Matt Damon, Bryan Cranston, and two or three others, Eddie Redstroke, but Leo DiCaprio won that for.
That was his first too,
Revenant,
wasn't it?
yeah.
Wasn't it his
Yeah,
first?
he's never won one
Yeah.
before. All the movies
And he
he's
has
been
done
in,
some really good movies.
never won
yeah.
one. But the Revenant, do you know what Revenant means?
No,
You're
Someone
going to tell
who's
us
come
I
back
hope.
from the dead.
really.
Yeah. I had to look it up because I did not know Revenant, but it's someone who has been dead and come back from the dead.
Ouch.
What a name. But a great movie. But the thing about it is, and the movie of the year was Spotlight, and that was the movie about rape and about it was about news reporting, and it was about a journalist and how what all it takes to do that job and do it in a way that you're responsible not just to what you think but what the facts really are.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of times that's a very difficult job, because I know when we switch back to politics, a lot of the newspapers, like in Nashville, there used to be the Tennessean and the Banner, and one was Republican, the other
Yes.
was Democrat. So it's sort of like Facebook, folks. You can't believe anything you read on
Exactly.
Facebook, because it's all advertising and somebody trying to get back at somebody else or prove their point. And
And just because it's out there doesn't mean it's true.
right, exactly.
I think being a reporter is a tough job, don't you?
Oh, sure it is.
Because you got
Sure
to
it is.
be politically correct,
Yeah.
and that there's a lot of guidelines to go by
Sure there
to
are.
not
Sure there
offend so many people.
And particularly when your boss that writes your paycheck comes in and says, you're not running that story. I'm on
That
the
would
other
be
side
hard,
of
yeah.
that.
Yeah. And I'm sure that happens.
Oh,
a
you
lot.
know it happens.
Yeah.
And you go, oh, okay. Thank you. Do I still get paid on Friday?
And then often maybe they don't remember every little detail or get every
That's
hour
right.
and the minute and the time and the place exactly. That's a big call.
Speaking about times and places, this Thursday night, the Seven Bridges Band, a tribute band for Eagles, will be at South Jackson Civic Center, and you need to plan on going by and seeing that. Be a great, great show. We have Dave Holmes is going to be up here in a minute and talk about his show.
I was going to mention that Jeremy Simmons is, Jeremy, is it Simmons? Jeremy, anyway, is Zimmerman. God, what's wrong with my head? Is going to do an art exhibit to complement.
Oh, for Seven Bridges?
Yeah, Seven Bridges.
Yeah, he's good. He's a good
Jeremy
artist.
Zimmerman. He's a wonderful artist,
he's a good
and
artist
we're
and a
so
good guy. And then,
pleased that he's there.
You know, you need to remember that the Great Gatsby Gala is going to be at South Jackson Civic Center, and that's going to be March the 19th, and it is going to be a ball. We have a gambling company from Atlanta coming in. We have the Jake Leg Stompers string and jug band from MTSU is going to be there, and they're just incredibly delightful. And get your tickets now. It's to support South Jackson Civic Center and keep that place open and functioning, and we need your help. We need your money. Write a big check. Even if you can't come, write a big check. But we'll see you there, and we'll see you right back after this commercial break. Don't go away.
The Kia Summers on Us sales event is going on right now at Russell Barnett Kia of Tullahoma. Let me tell you about this event. Purchase a new Kia Sedona, Kia Optima, Kia Forte, and receive 0% financing up to 66 months and your first 3 payments for free. For a limited time only, no strings attached. With America's best warranty, the 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, Kia is the power to surprise. The Kia Summers on Us sales event going on right now. Why buy anywhere else?
All I have to do to think about what I was physically before and what I am now, and I don't ever want to go back to that original situation.
The overall mission of the rehab team is always what is best for the patient and how we can facilitate maximum potential from every resident.
Well, the most important thing to me is that I'm allowed to do whatever I want to do, you know.
Everyday miracles at Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Now, you might know this guy that I'm getting ready to introduce you to, but my first encounter with him was about a month or so ago down in South Pittsburgh, where I went down to hear a swing band play, and I met the incredibly talented Dave Holmes, and Dave is on the show with us today because Dave Holmes and his band will be playing at the South Jackson Civic Center this Saturday night. So let's welcome Dave. Dave, welcome to the show, buddy.
Thanks for having me on.
Well,
I appreciate
thank you
it.
for being here. And you know, a lot of you folks out there in the audience might know Dave. I didn't realize Dave had been here in Tullahoma as long as he has, but when Sandy Shukla retired from his business with Alan Craig, Dave came in and took over Sandy's practice.
I got a phone call on Christmas Eve 2009, and a recruiter from Nashville said, I've got the perfect opportunity for you. It's in Tullahoma, Tennessee. They've got a great airport, it's a great community, they've got an Air Force base. And I said, wait a second, I was in the Air Force. I never heard of this place. I don't know what you're talking about.
Area 51.
Yeah, I had no idea what they're talking about. So we finally, a couple of weeks later, we came down and researched it, and within a day or two, I just fell in love with the community, and moving here has been one of the greatest blessings. We help a lot of people. We live so close to everything. We don't spend hours a day in traffic. We've got great opportunities for our children, and musical opportunities, and community opportunities. So we've fallen in love with Tullahoma, and it's been, believe it or not, it's been 6 years now.
And you mentioned the airport. You are a pilot.
I am.
You are a pilot. And like I was
That was
talking
important to moving here, actually.
Oh,
Very
yeah,
important.
and we have a great little airport.
In fact,
here.
John Glass was the first person that I spoke to. I called two people. I called the airport manager. John Glass said, "You will love this place. It's a wonderful airport." He sold me on the airport. And then called the swim coach, Mandy Isles,
Right.
who at the time was the Tullahoma Swim Club coach. And we met the two basic criteria for our families: airplanes and swimming for my son.
That's great. That's great. All right, tell us a little bit about Hot Club
432.
432. I'm always going to want to go 342.
No, you can go 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Right.
You can
right.
think about that 4, 3, 2, just like countdown.
All right. So
The name comes from.
explain
Happy to.
the name of the band.
Happy to. First of all, Hot Club is really an homage to the great Django Reinhardt and Stefan Grappelli, who really brought string music into the jazz scene instead of horns and woodwinds. And so when I decided to name the band Hot Club, it was really the idea that this was going to be string-based swing music as opposed to trumpets and saxophones, things of that nature. The 432 comes from our lead fiddle player, Jim Wood, and the orchestrator for all of our songs, has for a long time felt that if you tune the A note to 432 cycles per second instead of 440 cycles per second, that the music is more resonant and sounds a little softer and is a little bit easier to listen to. And truthfully, some people believe in that, some people don't. But many of the hot clubs around the world name their bands in reference to a city. There is actually a hot club of Nashville, I think.
Right.
There's a hot club of LA, there's a hot club of New York, there's a hot club of Atlanta. We have a musical reference point.
Right.
So it's our frequency that we play at when we tune our instruments. So all of our string
That's
instruments
really cool.
are tuned down a little bit.
Yeah.
So no matter where we play in the world, we are playing 432A.
Education, folks.
The
That's
physics
what you get when
the
you
physics
come
of
here.
music. Yeah, you came here for the physics of music.
Well, I was very impressed when we went down there because I didn't realize it until after the show. That's the first time you had performed on stage
Yes.
with a band.
Yes.
Was down there. This is something that you've dreamed about.
Yes.
You've been working toward for how many years?
Well, I started playing guitar when I was in high school, and I didn't have any formal instruction. And I moved to Tennessee about 6 years ago. My wife bought me that special orange Gretsch guitar.
Oh yes, he has an orange Gretsch guitar.
She bought me that. I would never have bought that guitar for myself, but she bought it for me. And that got my sort of smoldering dream of performing music together. And it occurred to me, I'm so close to Nashville, there's probably some musical opportunities here. I met Jim and Inge Wood, who introduced me to John Boulware. Then I met the local drummer, Kyle Copeland, that so many people know from South Jackson, other performances, Charlie Vining, my friend Chris Rohn. I asked these guys to come play with us, mostly because I wanted to have an opportunity to sing. And so now when I'm on stage and I get that opportunity to stand there with these people and sing, it's an amazing, it's a dream come true, truthfully. And if our last show is on Saturday night, it will have been a bucket list dream fulfilled for me.
Well, I don't think it will be because y'all are very talented what you do, and Dave has a great voice, a soft, clear. I mean, you're a crooning dude, man.
That's nice of you to say.
And
I actually, as part of this project, I engaged a professional who is a former professor at Belmont in Nashville. Her name is Laura Donahue, a lovely, wonderful, encouraging woman. I'd never sung in public before. I was actually quite frightened to sing. And Laura helped me just get over that and realize that your voice is just part of your body and you can just use it if you choose to. And I'm not the next Michael Bublé. I'm not the next Frank Sinatra, but I really, really enjoy the singing. And the opportunity to sing with these people on the stage is really cool.
Well, we've all lived around here almost all of our lives and realized how talented the group of people that you've surrounded yourself
I'm very fortunate.
with are.
I'm very
They're
fortunate.
very, very talented. I was very impressed with Dave's stage presence the other night down there, and that's why I couldn't believe it was his first time on stage. He had great command not only of his voice but of the stage itself, and I thought you did a great job.
Well, thank you, John.
Now we're going to tell these folks again. What we have here is we're going to end this segment with a song that they've done a video. But I want Dave again to tell people where you are and when you are, and that's this weekend.
This weekend, Saturday night, South Jackson Civic Center. 7 p.m. the show starts, gates open at 6, $15 for adults. I made the decision to drop the ticket prices for any band student member to $5. Most of the band students in Tullahoma in this region have really mostly heard swing music played with horns and sax and woodwinds, things like that. So we want them to have the encouraged opportunity to come to the show. So it's $5 for, all you have to say is you're a band student, you have a $5 ticket. That's South Jackson Civic Center this Saturday night.
All right, and that's Hot Club 432.
Dave Holmes and Hot Club 432.
Dave Holmes and Hot Club 432 this Saturday night at South Jackson. Here's just a taste of what you're going to get right here. Thanks, Dave.
Thank you, John. Thanks for the opportunity.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Happy.
We get closer to a world with more birthdays when we take cancer patients by the hand. We help them find answers and guidance and hope, and give them more candles to light. We're the American Cancer Society. Help create a world with more birthdays at morebirthdays.com.
This is John Gray reporting on the girls at Bailey Manor getting ready to go to the Great Gatsby Gala at South Jackson Civic Center.
So I said to him, "Are you sure about that?"
So, have you heard about the parties?
Yes.
I heard they were the most lavish parties ever.
And they're at the Gatsby Mansion. It is huge. The food, the dancing, the parties. It's like a party you've never seen.
Gatsby? Which Gatsby?
Why, Jay Gatsby, of course. Where have you been hiding?
Jay Gatsby, the millionaire?
Yes, he's rather elusive, but he has been having these lavish parties and everyone is invited.
Everyone?
Everyone.
So, when's the next one?
March 19th.
That's what I heard. It's at his South Jackson Street mansion.
Why, that's only in a few weeks. Girls, we have got to go. Absolutely. You know what that means.
New clothes. Shopping!
That's the report from Bailey Manor, where the girls are getting ready for the Great Gatsby Gala at South Jackson Civic Center. Call for reservations today, 455-5321.
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
Welcome back. Today we have on the set Mr. Rocky. He has brought with him Jacob Swick from the animal shelter here in Tullahoma, and he's looking for a home. Aren't you, Rocky? It's Rocky, isn't it?
Right.
Okay. How old's Rocky?
He's between 6 and 7, we think.
Between 6 and 7. He's very friendly, and he is very anxious to have a home. How long have you had him?
We've had him about 3 weeks.
About 3 weeks.
He actually got picked up by one of the leaf trucks that was going around. He
really?
was following him around, and he was really skinny. We put some weight on him, and
yeah,
now he's
right
ready
now
to go
he looks
home.
healthy. He looks happy. He's always looking for a friendly handshake, and I think he likes being on TV.
I think so.
I believe he's seen himself. Okay, I know you've got some things coming up, and we're always trying to raise money for any animal shelter, and Tullahoma has such a great shelter, and it looks like the Buffalo Wild Wings place is going to do a fundraiser, sort of, on March 23rd. March 23rd, starting at 11 a.m. If you go there, do you have to say something special, or do you have to have this?
If you print those out, they might have them there, I'm not sure.
Okay.
But if you can go on our Facebook, you can print one of those out. And
all right, and your Facebook is Tullahoma Animal
Shelter.
Just Tullahoma Animal Shelter, and you'll find this coupon. If you print it out and go on the 23rd after 11 o'clock, a certain amount of that money that you spend goes to the animal shelter. And I know y'all are trying to build a new shelter. And have you broken ground yet?
Not yet. We're at we're at around 105,000. We need 260.
You need $260,000. Well, I've always been so proud of Tullahoma's shelter because you all take great care of the animals. How many do you think you have right now?
About 55.
55, and all are looking for homes.
Right.
And most are really good animals.
They are.
And when you pick one up, what do you do? What is it you do?
A lot of times they're scared. We pick them up, we bring them back. If we notice that they have a medical problem, we'll get them into a vet and get them looked at and see if we get them healthy.
And so before you are ready to adopt them out, you try to get them healthy.
Right.
So they're
Make
ready
sure
to
there's
go.
no medical problems that the people are going to run into.
And so this guy, has he been spayed or neutered?
No, he hasn't.
He hasn't. And do you all require that from the new owner?
No, but they pay for it. Our adoption fee is only $35, and 25 of that goes to get them neutered or spayed.
Okay,
so you're paying
if they
for
come
it.
and they pick a dog out and they tell you they'd rather have it neutered or spayed before they get the dog, is that something you all do? Or do they
we can
have
arrange it.
You can arrange it.
Yeah.
Because some people don't want to have to go through that ordeal, I guess.
Right.
But I think people need to remember to neuter or spay their animals because we don't want more running free that don't have a home.
Right.
And you have every size there that you can imagine, every make. This is a beagle?
A beagle mix.
A beagle mix. And I wonder if beagles dig up moles.
They're pretty good at tracking things.
Seems like I've heard that they were good at tracking things. Did you all name him, or did
Yeah,
he
we
have
did.
you named him? So you have the privilege of naming everyone that comes into the shelter.
Right.
And tell people where the shelter is.
It's on 942 Maplewood Avenue.
942 Maplewood Avenue. You can just Google that and find how to get there. It's real easy to find.
Mm-hmm.
And you can go and take a look at any of the animals and really pick one of your choice. But they're all longing to get out. But one thing that impresses me about the Tullahoma shelter is I feel like all of you love the animals.
We do.
I don't think you'd work there if you didn't, and that means a lot to me. I think that you have an Oh, I'm so tired of this. Were you yawning? A talking dog, I love it. Any fundraisers other than the Buffalo
We're
Wings?
still trying to sell our bricks.
Oh yeah, the brick. I don't
She
know if you
zoomed
can-
in on it a minute ago.
She'll turn it on, but how much are the bricks?
They're $100, and there's up to 4 lines. You can get whatever you want put
Okay,
on it.
$100 a brick, and it's a good way to memorialize people you love, people you don't love. We don't care, as long as you pay the
Pets.
money. Anyway, I love this brick thing because all these bricks are going to be in the new patio surrounding the building, and it will be there forever.
Mhm.
It'll be a lasting. It's especially good, and you can put, if you have 3 lines, you can put several names on it, can't you?
can.
And actually, who does the engraving? Do you all have it done?
This company, Bricks R Us.
Is that local, or you have to
I'm
send
not
them off?
sure.
You don't know. But anyway, all you do is call the shelter or mail a check, and make sure you tell them the proper spelling, what you'd like to have on the brick.
And on our Facebook, there's order forms that you can print out.
Oh, okay.
And you can mail it right in.
Order forms on their Facebook page. Social media, do you find that's helped a lot?
It has.
With the animals?
Especially with lost dogs and found dogs.
Because I know I always forward when I see an ad on Facebook for an animal that's been lost. It's so important that we take care of them. Because honestly, if they could talk, what could they say?
It just reaches so many people.
Yeah. And I have always felt like an animal in the house helps everybody there.
Mm-hmm.
They're a good companion. They don't talk back.
Mine do, but
Yours talk back.
Yeah.
And what do they say?
They get angry.
They get angry.
If you leave for too long, you get a
Yeah.
lecture when you get home.
I know I recently went to Virginia, and I have a cat. I did have people coming in to check and make sure the cat had food. But when I didn't think the cat would even know I was gone, but she was racing through the house just like a maniac. So they do that. They do that. I thought they didn't remember, and maybe they don't. Maybe it's just my imagination. But anyway, these are wonderful animals. Are there any other events coming up besides the selling of the bricks and the 23rd, March 23rd? Remember to go online and get yourself one of these coupons so that the money can go to the shelter.
Not this month. We don't have any.
All right, Jacob, any last words? You want to?
If people could bring us towels, we can always use
Oh,
towels.
towels, dog food. The shelter will take all that. Money, towels, dog food, blankets, I would think.
Yeah.
Things for bedding. All right, I guess we have to go, Jacob.
All right,
thank you
thank
for
you.
taking care of our dogs. We'll be back.
It's time for every family and business in Tullahoma to go green and recycle. Tullahoma Public Works makes it simple and easy to recycle. Just place your recyclable materials, paper, plastic, aluminum, and cardboard beside your garbage container on the same day your garbage is picked up. Your recycled materials don't have to be in a fancy container. Recycling is not only the right thing to do, it makes sense. Recycling pays. Paying to bury our garbage costs each of us. Please do your part. Let's go green, Tullahoma, and recycle.
Hi, I'm Cindy.
And I'm Jacob. I'm the Rooster.
And I'm the Red Mate. And we would like to welcome you to
Roosterwear.
Yes, Roosterwear is a cottage industry producing accessories for men, women, children, babies, and pets. All items are hand cut and sewn locally. Roosterwear specializes in bow ties, pocket squares, scarves, cufflinks, neckties, and aprons of all sizes for all ages. Baby products include onesies, diaper covers, bibs, and burp pads. All bow ties, tie it yourself or pre-tied, come with an adjustable neckband. All products can be be made with the material of your choice, as special orders are available upon request. Don't be standing back looking at fashion. Create your own with Rooster Wear.
Come visit us at
roosterandredmaiden.com.
to find our handcrafted designs for
The Cock of the Walk.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Well, folks, we have a new segment we're going to do today, and I'm excited about this. Great entertainment, wonderful performers, two of the guys that have been around this area for a long time and cared a whole lot about this area, the history of this area, the music of this area, and they're going to start coming to us every week here on The Living Show. Are you ready for this? It's time for Conversations with John and Pat.
Hello, I'm John Rickman, and this is...
I'm Pat Welch, and we're here today to bring you the first installment, hopefully not the last, but possibly the last, of Conversations with John and Pat.
We'll be talking about Tullahoma. We'll be talking about things that happen in schools, in the community. First, I want to do a little song. I have been writing songs down through the years, and this is one about my hometown of Chapel Hill, Tennessee. There, we have the Chapel Hill Ghost Light. That's probably one of the most known phenomenon around, and this is how that song goes. Well, many years ago along the railroad track one night, a man was walking home and held a lantern for his light. He never heard the whistle scream or the mighty engine pound. He never even knew it when that freight train ran him down. The engineer ran back in time to see the poor man die. But as he neared the tragic spot, a light rose in the sky. The lamp the man had carried was never found that night. Now the old folks say above the track his lantern shining bright, and still his lantern hangs over the railroad, watching every freight train go by. There's a ghost light over the railroad, shining in the Chapel Hill sky. Looking at the ghost light will make your blood run cold. It moves along the railroad track and haunts your very soul. A spirit holds a lantern high for all the world to see, for the old ghost light of Chapel Hill remains a mystery, and still his lantern hangs over the railroad, watching every freight train go by. There's a ghost light over the railroad, shining in the Chapel Hill sky, shining in the Chapel Hill sky. Pat, I noticed you didn't go in with harmony on the chorus.
No, John, the best thing I could do to add to that song would stay out of it.
Well, that was fun. Oh, I understand that you and others from Tullahoma used to come over to see the light in Chapel Hill.
Well, it was a little bit above my generation, a little bit. But before we go too much further, John, maybe we had a prior conversation today where we both agreed that we could bring up things about you in Chapel Hill and me in Tullahoma, and then you living in Tullahoma and me working in Tullahoma, and we're living in Tullahoma and conversing in Tullahoma. But we wanted to be sure that when we told our stories, a good story, it basically tells the truth. It may have a little rough edges on the sides, and we were going to do everything we could not to embarrass our mothers, one of which is 99 years and mine's 85. But so if we insinuate that we've been involved with a caper that we probably shouldn't have been involved in, we want our mothers to assume that we weren't, and we're not going to accuse the other person of actually being there. Now that we got that out of the way, that song was awful pretty, but if the audience had any trouble listening to a country song, the people in Tullahoma heard it that when the gentleman lost his life, he also lost his head, and that as this light and ghost is coming down the railroad tracks at night, that he's actually looking for his head. Now, is that part of it? And
it's
you
hard
just
to imagine without your head, you're looking for the head.
Yeah.
But anyway, yes, it's unexplained, Pat.
Okay.
It's one of those things. It's a mystery.
But that's kind of the basis of it then, to get the truth out there, and where the song cleaned it up.
Though, it was a good place to take your girlfriend, and they'd snug up real tight because it was a scary, spooky place, dark. So, it was a nice place to just go and look for the light.
Well, when I talk to people of John Gray's era, they bring up that it was a great place to take a date, and you tell them about halfway over there, the story got more and more gruesome.
Yeah.
And by the time you got there, the girl was really, really scared and needed comfort, and a little bit more clingy than they may have been.
And you didn't act nervous yourself. You might have been, but you didn't show it.
You tried your best not to act
And they in the 70s, somewhere in the 70s, and maybe mid 70s, they quit letting them go out there, and they made lots of arrests because people congregated out there by the hundreds. And sometimes they'd have rifles with them, and they were shooting at the light, to bring it down. And so it was Bill Warner's porch light, I really think. I don't guess they hit it, though. Bill Warner, right down the railroad track, and the track turned this way, and right down there. But
there have been several attempts to have a scientific explanation, though, didn't it? Because I'd heard that
fire or gas in the air.
I heard that there was some kind of refraction of light in a fog.
Don't try to use those big words, Pat, because your sons could use them easily, but they're ones at Harvard and other ones wherever. But go ahead.
Don't let your limited education at Chapel Hill hold us back, John. But they never did explain it.
No.
And the kids still, after the 70s, when the guns got put up?
I guess they still go there. So the last time I was there, I went out with Keith Bilbrey. He used to be on the Ralph Emery Show, and he was interested in the light. And he and I and several others went out to the light one night. Of course, we're ancient, standing on the tracks now, but it was a fun time.
Where did you get on the track? Near the old trestle?
There are 4 different crossings. One is under the railroad trestle, going out Depot Street at Chapel Hill. And then there's one down here, and one there, and then one down at General Shoe, or what used to be Genesco, the old building down there. So there were 4 different places you could sit, look northward toward the light.
You didn't walk, you just sat by the track.
Just sat by the track,
okay.
Right.
All right.
It was interesting, and college kids used to go. I would take kids I went to Martin College in Pulaski and for a couple of years, and then we would drive over there, have a big time, have a good time.
Back on the trestle, John, Depot Street, I think, went in front of your mother's house where she lived before she came to Tullahoma.
That's the last place she lived.
Right.
Yeah.
I think most of you may have caught that John said it was a 1-lane trestle. It had the road went over the tracks on one lane, and the other lane went under.
Most
the
people
tracks.
went under.
Well, when he says most, that's what we need to pay attention to, because I had heard, John, that at times that high school kids would sometimes run under the trestle and not slow down and not wait to see if somebody else was coming, just for the supposed thrill that they gain by going under there at a high rate of speed and hopefully not have anybody on the other side. And again, anybody listening, especially John's mother, this does not implicate John of pulling that off.
But etiquette in Chapel Hill was you blow when you get ready to go under the trestle, because the other people on the other side can hear it and then they won't come, you know. Teenagers don't hear that lots of times, you know, they got music going or whatever. But anyway, it was a good place to live. Yeah, and the speed under the track was sometimes a little more than should be. But we have still, the light is popular because I read about it from time to time. Kids, when I taught school, I used to tell kids that they could look it up in the 13 Ghost Stories of Tennessee. There was a book, and they talked about each one of like the Bell Witch and so forth.
Right. Well, I believe that just probably wraps up our first conversation. And
well, that was about the Chapel Hill Light. And if you're ever interested in going, just contact me. Let me know where you are and where you would like to go over there, and we'll send you in a direction. There's not really good.
We may need to go ahead and say now too, John, that if any women wanted to go, they were afraid that we're out.
We're
both happily married and don't call.
I wonder if Mike, Sarah Stanton, the Curleys, different people who do tours, I wonder if they would be interested in going to Chapel.
A trestle light trip. That would be that'd be neat.
Yeah. It would be affordable.
Well, that probably wraps us up to next time, and as Mr. Couch used to say, that's not the end of the story. We'll be back next week. Thanks.
Thank you.
Oh, hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the paint. I just knocked a tree over. This is the paint doctor. I got the color wheel. Now, you know what a color wheel is? It is the wheel at the paint works where you pick all your colors to paint your room. It could be a multicolored beard. It could be a underarm fan. You never can tell. One thing we do know is that it's time to paint. You know, you can make your wife very happy if you go to your house and paint some rooms, or you paint the outside of the house, the inside of the house. It makes them feel very good because you work hard for them and they like that. All women like to see their man sweat. You know, they do. Honeydew is what they do. And you get to do it too. So you go to the paint works at 1960 North Washington Street and you see David Heikkinen over there, and he's the real paint doctor. He fix you up with color. It's so nice when the color is right. Go to Paintworks today. Martin Senor. See? Martin Senor. Right there. Martin Senor at the Paintworks. Bye, and we see you next time. I'm burning up.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
All right, folks. Last week, I went down to Daddy Billy's. That's one of our sponsors here on Channel 6. And, you know, they're trying to turn that into a music venue. They're doing music maybe 4 days a week. On Wednesday night, Bob Young, Big Bob Young, has his jam night down there. On Thursday night, they most of the time have somebody in there playing, and then bands on Friday and Saturday. So Thursday night, a friend of mine, Heidi Ray from Nashville, came down here with her manager, and her manager is Melanie Howard. And Melanie was a Smith. She was R.P. Smith's youngest daughter, and she was Harlan Howard, the famous Nashville songwriter's last and final, I guess final and last are the same thing, wife. And Melanie is the one who handles Harlan's catalog and is promoting Heidi Ray. She was down at Daddy Billy's, and she was just incredible. You know, Heidi sang Miranda Lambert better than Miranda Lambert sings Miranda Lambert, if you can imagine that. She's very impressive, great voice, great writer. We're going to bring a song to you right now called Boys Are Stupid.
I want to apologize to all the guys in the crowd. Don't take it too personally. Now, I ain't saying I know it all, but I've learned a thing or two. Yeah, I was into this guy with ocean blue eyes and a down-home attitude. He talked a good game, we were picking out names for our future party of 4. Until that day when his doorbell rang and his girlfriend was at the door. Grass is green, skies are blue, even fly, Tom does too. Dolly's 9 to 5, Johnny walked the line, Daddy's got a gun, and Mama's always right. George is king, and the truth is, ain't no way around it. Dad about it, grass is green, and boys are stupid. Well, I moved on to what's his name. His words were intense and inspired. He said I was the one, but that son of a gun was a pathological lie. Well, time went by and my heart healed, and I gave love one last shot until he couldn't pay his rent because his money was spent on that mountain of coke that he bought. Grass is green, skies are blue, eagles fly, Tom does too. Dolly's 9 to 5, Johnny walked the line, Daddy's got a gun, and Mama's always right. Well, you know, George is king, and the truth is, ain't no way around it. Dad about it, grass is green, boys are stupid. Well, you know, there ain't no sense about him. Well, you know, never figure out him, but we can't live without him. Babies cry, rednecks wear plaid. Beer is good, but drugs are bad. Girls wanna try, they'll see they survive, and Lord knows with his eyes. Oh my, well, you know, Reba's queen, and the truth is, ain't no way around it. Dad about it, grass is green, and boys are stupid.
Partners for Healing provides medical care to the working uninsured of Coffee, Franklin, and Moore counties. We are in Tullahoma from 8 to 5, Monday through Thursdays, and in Manchester on Fridays from 8 to 12. We provide primary medical care and offer an in-house disease management program.
My name is Rosie Mitchell, and I would just like to say I am blessed to have partners in my life.
Please call 455-5014 for more information. Thank you for being one of our Partners for Healing.
Hello, this is Janie Price. When my husband Ray Price would tour across the country, his favorite place to dine was Cracker Barrel Old Country Store locations. His favorite thing to order was the Uncle Herschel.
And the beauty of it all is forever. You'll be holding me too.
I miss Ray dearly, and I'm so proud that his last album, Beauty Is the Final Sessions, is available at his favorite restaurant.
A love affair to remember.
The Martina McBride, and harmony vocals from Vince Gill. Ray believed this to be the best recording he had ever made.
Oh, I wish I was 18 again.
I think you'll agree when you pick up your copy of Beauty Is the Final Sessions at a Cracker Barrel Old Country Store location near you or at crackerbarrel.com.
A world without breast cancer is a world with more birthdays. And signing up for the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer Walk will help us get there faster. The American Cancer Society invests in groundbreaking breast cancer research, and we're part of every community. In fact, 1 in 2 women newly diagnosed with breast cancer turns to us for support. Sign up today at makingstrideswalk.org. Together, we can finish the fight against breast cancer.
Good morning, all you wonderful folks in TV land, and thank you, camera ladies, for putting a good, colorful, contrasty picture on the screen, and thank you, John, for that introduction, and thank you, too, to Candy-O, and guess what? Today is Candy-O's birthday, January the 24th. Happy birthday, Candy-O, from all of the viewers and those of us that share friendship and the TV programs. You know, last week we talked on the conveniences of different things around town, and somebody said to me, well, tell us some more about conveniences. I said, well, I'll be happy to. And, you know, our grandparents and their folks and even some of our parents lived in the days where there weren't many conveniences. For example, to begin with, they didn't have electric or gas water heaters at the time, and if they needed hot water, they'd get a big pot and put it on the wood or coal stove. There weren't any electric stoves at that time, and I know, for example, to do their laundry, many folks had a great big black kettle out in the backyard. They'd build a fire under it and heat the water and boil the water and put their big linens in it and other things and take a big wooden stick and stir them, and then they'd have another pot or two where they'd rinse them out and then hang them on the clothesline. But you know, and I know, what we all take for granted today is the electric automatic clothes washer that are made by all of the standard brands that can be installed in the home, and with the electric water heater or the gas water heater, then they hook the cold and hot water to the washing machine and just put your clothes in and put the detergent in and push the button, and it goes through the wash cycle, the rinse cycle, and the spin cycle that you don't have to wring those old wet clothes out of anymore. And they even have different speeds and different cycles for the different types of material, washing wire or the heavy cotton pieces that are done. And do away with the kettle in the backyard, and do away with all the scrub board. How many of you seen a scrub board recently, especially one in use? We don't see that anymore, thank goodness. But be that as it may, it's so much more convenient, and your clothes are cleaner, and then you don't have to hang them out on the clothesline anymore. With the gas or electric clothes dryer, just put them right from the washer right into that dryer, and it saves a lot of steps and a lot of back work, and all the sunshine is right inside that dryer. Some of them have an ozone lamp that even gives dried clothes that fresh air smell to them, like they've been out on the clothesline, and they're soft and warm, and you can fold all of them right there at the washer and dry and you don't have to make a dozen trips out to the clothesline, especially what happens if you got your clothes on the clothesline and the rain comes up. That's terrible. You have to start all over again. One of the many, many wonderful conveniences, and we mentioned heating water on the stove. You know, many years ago, the stoves were either kitchen stoves we're talking about now, cooking stoves, were either heated by stove wood or coal, or in recent years, gas stoves. And what a convenience that was to get away from having to take the ashes out of the stove and the clinker and the charcoal. And I think some of the early water heaters had a vat on the side where you could heat your water in it if you wanted to. And then some of them, what we call a monkey heater, a little bitty stove in the corner of the kitchen somewhere where you could heat water for your home. And all the wonderful, wonderful conveniences of the lady of the house for cooking and cleaning and that sort of thing, and the big old scrub brush that's been, and the brooms that have been replaced by wonderful vacuum cleaners and that sort of thing. So many more conveniences. And last but not least, isn't it wonderful that when the fresh water came and the sewer lines came, that we brought the outhouses indoors, and what a blessing that was. And we sure do thank you for watching and washing comfortably these days, so that we remind you that this is not the end of the story, but there's a whole lot more to come, and we'll be looking for you next week. Thank you, and everybody have a good day.
Here at Manchester Funeral Home, we know the importance of living and working in our local community because it's those families who we serve during their time of need honorably. We believe in supporting local business and offer only 100% Batesville caskets, the best in the industry and a driver of our local economy. If you want straightforward and fair pricing while working with the people you know, choose Manchester Funeral Home, serving your community since 1932. And pre-planning and pre-funding can be the best gift you ever leave your loved ones. Call us to pre-arrange. Manchester Funeral Home. Our family caring for your family since 1932.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play, what you wear, how you dance, or even what direction life takes you. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
How long has it been since you raced a cheetah? Are your tornado creating skills getting rusty? Tired of being the only one in your neighborhood who hasn't built a dinosaur? Sounds like it's time to visit the Hands-On Science Center. The Hands-On Science Center is an indoor science playground. In this museum, please touch is the rule. Join us for weekly science demonstrations on space, lasers, lizards, rocks, and a whole lot more. No two visits are ever the same, so visit often to see our ever-changing exhibits and demonstrations. The Hands-On Science Center, 101 Mitchell Boulevard in Tullahoma.
Welcome back. I've been talking to the most interesting gentleman, Philip Moody. Welcome to Living.
Thank you.
I'm so glad you came by.
Thank you. Thank you for
Philip's
having me.
with King's Cross Church, and not only do you do phenomenal things all the time, today we're going to talk about your bi-monthly warehouse sale.
Exactly.
And what it does for the community and people that in need.
Right.
You want to kind of open this up with what it's all about?
Our church has this new ministry that we call Hands and Feet. And we allow people, we do work at people's homes that allows them to stay in their homes a little bit longer or to go home after a medical situation. Whether we modify their bathrooms or clean up their kitchens or build ramps, we just want to help people stay in their homes a little bit longer, and it's just this really cool thing that God's blessing us with.
I was so interested that you decided to call it Hands and Feet, because obviously a person often has a disease or has an accident or has something happen to them, they can't walk suddenly,
Right.
and they've got all these steps they've got to get up. How does a person that needs your help, how do they get contacted, or how they contact your organization?
They can call us here at King's Cross Church, 393-4570, or they can call Catherine Hall. She's our coordinator, and we would be glad to help them in that way.
And I thought one thing you mentioned when we were talking is that sometimes the nurse or whoever has the patient, I know we've got to film. I don't want to lose all the time,
No,
so
that's
let's
fine.
just go ahead and do the film.
Okay.
Let's do the film.
Yeah. In this video, thank you for that intro. The 100% of the proceeds go directly to Hands and Feet. But this video, you'll see, we are very blessed to have a warehouse over in the industrial park here in Tullahoma. And
if somebody wants to bring something for you to sell,
if they would call us at King's Cross, we would love to talk with them about how we can pick that up or how they can deliver it to our warehouse. But you're seeing shots of our storage area and then us sorting and organizing our store, as we call it. But we serve people in Bedford, Coffee, Franklin, and Moore counties.
that's wonderful. It's not just local, it's all around the region.
Exactly. And we just hopefully are a blessing to people and make a little life brighter for them.
And I can see you have some fun volunteers.
Yes, we do.
Most of this is volunteer work, isn't it?
It's all volunteers, and it's really cool. But we have clothing and shoes for every age. We have toys and dishes and a bunch of lamps. We've got rugs, furniture for both the home and the office, and office supplies. We have a few appliances, some white milk glass, and just yesterday, some nice china came in.
Wow.
That it says on the bottom of it, occupied Japan. And so from what I understand,
fairly old, isn't it?
It's very old, and some collector items.
We haven't told when this is happening.
Right, it's happening this Friday and Saturday. That's there's our phone number, Hands and Feet.
Good. Okay.
It's happening this Friday and Saturday. That's March 4th and 5th from 7 to 11 a.m. And our warehouse is located at 303 Industrial Boulevard. The video you're seeing there is the project we just finished this past Saturday.
What a great ramp.
Yes, out in Moore County. This elderly couple live on a hill, and the ambulance that would come pick her up for doctor's appointments or to go to the ER was not able to go up to her home, so she needed a ramp built. This ramp you're seeing is 180 feet long.
What a great gift.
It is a sweet gift, and it's just really a joy for us to be able to serve in that way. But these are all volunteers, skilled volunteers, and then there's even stuff for people like me who are totally unskilled to help as well. But it's just really cool.
That is absolutely beautiful, and I think you mentioned that you weren't allowed to do that if it was a rental property, but if it is a rental property, you could get permission from the owner? Or do you
usually
not?
we try not to, because the owner may change their mind. We just really deal with homeowners themselves. And I think there's only been one time that somebody was in a rental property that they needed help that we just had to say no. But this is the shot that Jerry made.
That's
going all the way down the ramp. It reminds me of a ramp you would see at Opryland or Dollywood, going up to a roller coaster or something like that.
I'm just thinking what a challenge that was for them to get the patient to the ambulance.
This elderly gentleman, he and someone else would carry her down the hill to the ambulance every time she needed to go to the doctor's office.
How did you all get the inspiration for this particular
Thank you for asking. That's a cool part too. Our church, we've gone 6 or 7 times to Appalachian Outreach. It's a ministry in Jefferson City, Tennessee, related to Carson Newman University. And these 2 ladies went 2 years in a row, and they came back, Catherine Hall and Aaron Robinson, and said, we can do this in Tullahoma. And I was like, yeah, all right. Well, they've made it happen.
And they made it happen.
They have made it happen. And other people have joined in on their vision and dream, and it's just really God-breathed and God-cooled.
and you open it up and get it started, and they will come.
Yes.
People will come and bring things, and then people will come and buy.
Exactly.
So what we're trying to encourage people is to come on the 4th and 5th
right.
and purchase anything they might need. Now, I'm going to assume that it's not terribly expensive to buy.
Oh no, it's like they're yard sale prices, and our schedule, we'll have another sale coming up in May, but our schedule is like a yard sale time, if you will, 7 a.m. to 11 a.m., and it's at 303 Industrial Boulevard. We're in the building right next to the Tennessee Driver Safety Center there behind Wagner Park.
And so if you want to get in and before everything gets gone, come a little early, get in line.
Definitely. It's really,
I'll bet it'll be what did you say, how many years you've done this?
This is about 18 months. And this is our second sale.
And already it's gone well.
Oh,
the first sale went really good.
And people outside of our church, outside of our community are making donations and coming to shop. It's really cool how this has just taken off and has a life of its own, and we're just really trying to keep up with what God is doing. So we'd appreciate you coming to see us in the industrial park this Friday and Saturday.
This Friday and Saturday, and it's just, all you do is just get up and go over there and see what they have, and you can be blessed. Even if you don't want to buy anything, it's perfectly good to leave a check.
That's
or leave
true.
Some money, or even bring something else to sell.
Definitely.
Right? Okay.
Yep.
And so after this event, do you know when the next one will be? Have you set? Do you do it? Are you trying to do it so many months?
Every other month, right.
Every other month, okay.
And so,
well, sure, it says bi-monthly.
Sure. It very well could be the first weekend in May, but we'll play that by ear.
And there's no stipulation on who buys.
Oh, no.
Any person is welcome to come, bring your mom and them, and stay all through the whole entire thing.
Yeah.
Toys, dishes, everything you can imagine.
There's something, literally, there's something for everybody. I don't know of anybody that's ever come in and left empty-handed, because there's always
I've
something.
always said that if you really wanted to, you could fill your house with furniture and clothes for your children by going to these organizations that are helping other people, and at the same time you're helping yourself.
That's true.
I love it.
Great prices.
Philip, any great last words of wisdom you want to give to the public?
We just appreciate any role that you want to have in this, and we'd love for you to come. It's, again, Friday and Saturday, March 4th and 5th, 7 to 11 a.m., over in the Industrial Park, behind Wagner Park.
And I'm sure you're welcome to go over to King's Cross Church. What time's your service?
They are on Sunday mornings at 9 and 10:30, but we just would love for people to go to any church. There's
of course
about 87 churches in Tullahoma, and I highly recommend about 15 of them.
Love it. Okay, don't forget Hands and Feet, March 4th and 5th from 7 till 11. Go and support this wonderful cause. Thank you, Philip.
Thank you,
So
Peggy.
nice to see you.
Appreciate your time.
We'll be back with something.
Smoking tobacco accounts for 3 of every 10 fire deaths in the United States.
Tullahoma Fire Department need you en route to a structure fire, 202 Main Street. Heavy smoke showing. Neighbors advise child trapped inside.
Lighters, matches, and associated smoking paraphernalia are the leading cause of preschooler fire deaths. We as firefighters know that most structure fires can be prevented.
I've got one! I've got one! Command, this is primary search. We have a victim. Need EMS to meet us at the front door.
Please help us to give you a fighting chance. This can be prevented. contact the Tullahoma Fire Department for a free home safety inspection.
What's a Tennessee vacation? It starts off like any road trip, and then, boom, adventure and thrills everywhere you look, which happens to be some of the most beautiful scenery in the country. Music here, history there, and all kinds of green in between. Come relax and unwind, or bring the crowd for some stargazing, or stargazing. Whatever you do, come hungry and expect an awesome soundtrack. It's all right here in Tennessee. We're playing your song. For a free vacation guide, visit tnvacation.com.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, folks, we're back, and we talked earlier about the Great Gatsby Gala that's at South Jackson Civic Center on March the 19th. What we're going to bring you right now is a song from the band that's going to be on stage all night long for your dancing and listening pleasure, along with all the other things that's going on that night. These are the Jake Leg Stompers, and they're going to tell you about the Georgia Crawl.
It's called the Georgia Crawl.
time, maybe you were just building a bridge, a business, or a community. Maybe you were simply working for a home or a better tomorrow. At the time, you served out of duty and love of country. But in that time, we see a legacy created, an American dream lived. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live well.
There's no place like home.
Getting home safely is just a click away, and choosing the right seat for your little one's age and size will take you down the road to safer travels.
How can I ever thank you enough?
Visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
I'm meteorologist Leland Statham from the News Channel 5 Weather Center. Look to Jim Fuller and crew for local news night here on Channel 6.
Goes fast, doesn't it?
Yeah, it goes fast. Had a good time, too.
It's like
Had a
my
lot of
life.
good-
It's just sailing by.
A lot of good music on today. I love the segment with conversations with John and Pat.
That was cute, yeah.
That was good. We'll look forward to having them on again, and all the things going on.
I know.
All the things
There's always
going on.
And don't forget Thursday night at South Jackson Civic Center, the Eagles tribute band, Seven Bridges.
Seven Bridges.
If you're going down the road trying to lighten your load, you want to
need
get over
stop
there.
and drop some money right there and listen to that. And if nothing else, I've heard that there's going to be a celebrity flyby by Pete and Julia. That they will be there in all their Las Vegas regalia.
Fantastic.
Ready for the play and ready for the playing. And then let's see what else is happening. We have on Saturday, of course, we have Dave Holmes and the Hot Club 432.
Yeah, and early in the day, the sale for Keeks Cross Church, Hands and Feet.
Hands and Feet. And then also on Light Tube and on Channel 6, our programming will change Saturday. There's going to be a telethon in support of the Tullahoma High School Band, raising money for their trip to Hawaii.
I believe it's Hawaii.
And it will start at noon and go till 6 o'clock, and there will be entertainment, band students playing. You'll have an opportunity to call in and make a pledge. We're happy to share that information and that talent with you. And then also on Saturday, we will be down at the Tullahoma High School because it's Miss Tullahoma.
Oh, that's right.
Saturday night in Tullahoma, so we'll be down there. Filming Miss Tullahoma. So, folks, we've had a great day. Thanks for being with us. You be safe out there, and we'll see you next time. To finish this show up, I messed that up, and she's going to sing, I Ain't No Cheerleader. Well, I'm not either. Bye. See ya.
Cheerleader.